I am so happy to welcome the Instagram and the Facebook families to this second edition of Open Just with Raj Gun Live. I decided that I wanted to do this because I felt that there were just so many, incredible initiatives, personalities, and causes and journeys of people's lives that I wanted to talk about. That I couldn't think of a better way to do it than to just do it live, uncensored, with all of my communities around the world. So thank you so much, Instagram Live, also Facebook Live, for tuning in. And I am just going to get right into it. This incredible lady that you see, who is either below me here on Instagram or to the side of me on Facebook, her name is Anchal Chand. She is the co-founder of Good Luck Yogi, which is a meditation learning device for children. Yes, for children. And that's what kind of sparked my interest. She developed this with the goal of changing the world one child at a time by teaching them mindfulness to better prepare for today's society, especially in light of just all of the things that we're exposed to and we consume. There's almost kind of, a need to understand what we should be absorbing and what we should be excreting from ourselves. So without further ado, I want to welcome her on. Thank you so much, Anchal. I'm so happy. Like, this is your first conversation about this. So I'm so truly honored that you're coming on.
Absolutely my pleasure, Raj. Thank you so much. And hello to your entire community. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. This is really special.
This is so special for us as well, sweetheart. So let's just get right into it. I'm so curious about, this 7-year journey that you've been on with Good Luck Yogi. I want to kind of maybe start at that point 7 years ago when this whole idea came about, and just that kind of coming together serendipitously, this journey between you and your co-founder. Let's start there.
Absolutely. So, growing up, I was really raised in a very spiritual home. My parents were avid meditators. They used to pray. They used to chant. They used to wake me up at when I was 3 years old. They'd wake me up at 5 o'clock every Sunday morning to go to the temple and do parikrama and do the chants till the sun would rise. And, they were grooming me on the spiritual path, and they were giving me those little they were giving me the tools that I would need later on in life. So they planted the seed early on, I would say. And so growing up, definitely my passion was children and nature. And those two things were really what gave my soul purpose. So I kind of, as I grew up, I always was excited to be a mother. I always wanted children. I definitely worked with many children in the space of juvenile delinquency, at-risk youth, counseling services for teens that were having a very difficult time at home, foster care. So I always tried to lend my time and my energy to children in need. That was something that I was very passionate about growing up. And, I would always try and teach them about breathing or meditation or believing in themselves. And it was sometimes a challenge because, religious dogma comes in, or people have their ideologies about where this is coming from, what was your upbringing, and I always tried to kind of keep a neutral baseline and say, no, just believe in yourself and take a moment to breathe or look within and know that these emotions are temporary. Right. And so, as time passed, I was able to kind of share whatever tips and skills that I had developed over my life with others, and also combine nature and the natural world, and making sure that people had a chance to see that the real God that we may see, because sometimes you don't see God, is in nature, right? Is the pureness. Right. It's the most beautiful celebration of what we call God or the universe is right here in front of us. And so as time went forward and I became a mother of two, there was a young man that joined Ruckus Avenue, and his name was JC Das. And he was a music producer, and he came on board, and, he worked with us, and he did various things with the label. And we would always have our talks. We would talk about life. We would talk about humanity. We would talk about our own upbringing. And he had a very spiritual upbringing as well. His parents would take him to India often. We both had the river Ganges in common, and Haridwar, and like remembering those things from our childhood. So we would discuss like what we would like to see in the world, and then we parted ways. He went his way, I went mine, and we focused more on different things on label. And he actually went and became a brahmachari monk.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, he went down that path, and he lived at the Hare Krishna temple, and he would do book distribution every morning and talk to people about breathing and meditation. And we hadn't spoken for almost a year. And one morning during his meditation, because the brahmacharis would have to wake up at like 3, 4 in the morning and start their meditation early in the
Right.
morning.
Right.
So he had a vision of a device that he wanted to create called Good Luck Yogi, and it was in its infancy. It was something that he imagined introducing to the corporate world, and like people needing to relax because there's high stress jobs people are having, and like with the advent of technology and everything moving exponentially faster,
Yes.
he really that people needed a moment to just breathe and calm down and relax, and most importantly check in with themselves. And
Right.
so ironically, that night before he called me, I had a dream, and I had a space party, which is so funny. Of course, I had the party. I had a space party, and there were various people coming. And JC walked in, and he said, "Anchal, last time you hooked me up with Sammy. This time I have something for you. I can only do this with you." And I said, "I'm ready, JC, whatever it is." And I woke up. And by noon that next day, he actually did call me.
Oh
And
my
mind you,
gosh.
we haven't talked in a year. And he said, "Anchal, I have this idea. It would be really exciting to do it with you. And it's Good Luck Yogi." And I said, "This sounds incredible. I would love to develop it with you. And let's do it for the children. Because if we start early, we're not deprogramming ourselves once we hit our 20s and our 30s when we get the challenges and having to learn from scratch. Let's start early on and do early intervention in a fun way where kids can kind of make these skills second nature." So that's kind of how we started talking about Good Luck Yogi and starting the process of developing it together.
How interesting, Anshul, that, you guys, your spirits met in, the spirit world on that one,
Mm-hmm.
on that one day. And then he contacted you from these two different dreams that
Absolutely.
you guys connected with each other in the world of
Mm-hmm.
dream, which is where we are in our most divine, highest, space as humans, because we're not operating within our bodies at that time. We're operating within our highest spirit form. And here you
Yes.
guys were, unbeknownst to each other, having a conversation with each other
Yeah,
in that world that then
totally.
came down into the world of, being human. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of anything that's more divinely orchestrated
Yes.
than that. And just off the top, when you were sharing how you felt that, you need to everything is mindset. You need to be able to understand and feel and see and acknowledge the divine in everything. I mean, you said this
Absolutely.
when it kind of comes to nature and, and self. And it's interesting, and this was, really a question I wanted to ask you. you know you felt that this was something you wanted to do for the younger generation, and you just mentioned that it's, purely because of the fact that that's when they are more kind of aligned to learn something new. They are the sponges, that we all
Absolutely.
know about.
Yes.
um, what do you hope that you'll be able to change with Good Luck Yogi, that perhaps hasn't really been out there in this realm of, meditation and mindfulness as it relates to children?
Yes. You know, for Good Luck Yogi, it's voiced by a child. It's for the children. It's empowering the child to basically know themselves. Because
Right.
from the moment you're born, you're inundated with outside stimuli. You are told who you are, what that is, what are you going to be, what are your numbers, which is very crucial to exist in this world. You have to learn those things. But
Right.
how many tools and how many lessons are focused on the child looking within? Because like you said, we come straight from a spirit world. Yes, we
Right.
can't prove where we've come from, but we're coming from the infinite knowledge. We're coming from that wisdom. We're created in perfection.
Yes.
And the thing is that we have to ask the child what they already know about
Right.
themselves. And so Good Luck Yogi, in a very, in a way that is not overdoing the meditation. It's not confusing the child that, oh, you're supposed to be doing something, because as an adult, that's what's challenging for us. It's like, but I don't know how to meditate. I don't know. And it's basically just bringing a child to a very basic moment of now. It's being present.
Right.
So how do we make them present in a fun way where they're looking at their emotions, they're feeling their bodies, they're understanding that these thoughts that they're having are temporary, and they're watching them as they pass by. So I think that Good Luck Yogi, to answer your question, the difference is that it's empowering the child to know their power from day one.
Right.
And for them to know that they have a unique gift. That's very important, because we are all connected as humanity, but each one of us has a superpower, as Good Luck Yogi calls it, right? We're unlocking our superpower. So to make it in these terms where kids can understand, they're, like you said, they're a sponge. They're able to go to that space. They don't know the anxiety yet. They don't know the stress yet. Yes, unfortunately, due to what's happening in the world, those are emotions and things that they're going to cross at some point or the other. But how do we show them that emotions are temporary? And if we are able to breathe, if we're able to connect with what we're feeling at this time, we can also own it, but we can also let it go. And that's what we're teaching the children early on.
So let's talk a little bit about the mechanisms of Good Luck Yogi. Like, break down what exactly is this device?
Okay, so Good Luck Yogi is a meditation guided device voiced by a child. The helmet on its head has 3 buttons. So you just turn it on and the visor, the goggles light up. So these are LED soothing lights that basically move with the breathing sound. So they're synced. So you can start with the first button, which, hi, I'm Good Luck Yogi. When we meditate, we feel great. Let's breathe together for peace, love, and harmony. Breathe in, breathe out. That's how it starts. And you're just taking the journey.
I would use that toy.
Yes,
I would use that toy as an adult.
So many parents want this. I mean, well, that's really why we're doing it, because parents have to be reminded as well. And now the children are the teachers. They
can do it together. They can do it together.
It's bringing family back together. And so when you see Good Luck Yogi, you sit. You can have it as a bedside companion. You can have it before dinner, so everybody's not arguing at the dinner table. You can have these are all real life scenarios. We know. The time when people are supposed to be sitting and enjoying the meal, and everybody's not seeing each other the whole day. That's when we're complaining about our day or the stress. And it's like, no, you're supposed to be mindful. You're supposed to enjoy your meal and this precious time together as a family, right?
Right.
And so
for those of us that even do that today, that's a whole other show.
That's a whole different show. We need to do our mindful time together.
I think we should. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah, we do. And so there's 12 program sounds. These are nature sounds. These are affirmations. These are sleep stories. And that's programmed. But also what we've built is an app that you can sync through streaming. It's Bluetooth. And as your child grows older, you can update the sounds. The content is age appropriate. And so as they grow, Good Luck Yogi grows with them. And there's a storybook that basically tells the journey, Good Luck Yogi and the Earth Adventures. And it talks about how Good Luck Yogi comes to Earth. And there's no villain. The villain is the negative dust clouds we create when we block up our energy with feelings of stress and anger and unworthiness and anxiety. And if we don't breathe them away, those negative dust clouds get bigger and bigger and cover the earth and cover our relationships, and we can't even see clearly anymore. So, a lot of superheroes in the past, they came, they beat up somebody, they flew away and they left you. Whereas Good Luck Yogi, he's teaching you to fight from within. He's teaching you that you are the superhero. You have the power. I'm here every step with you. I'm going to breathe with you every step of the way. I'm not leaving. But the power is with you. You have to own it and make that change. So that's really how the device works. Very simple. It's easy to press, easy to listen. This is the flagship product for us that really introduces the character.
Right.
And there's going to be many other products, but this is really what we've been focusing on for the last 7 years in developing and testing. We created the first prototype, went to schools and families, and then we made some adjustments and created the second prototype. And that's what people are going to be really getting now. It's what we were able to develop after kind of doing our trial and error with everybody.
Well, you know what I really love about, how you're kind of helping children develop a relationship between, the light and the dark without it actually being, a person that is dark. I feel that that's a very interesting way to, help them understand that, darkness isn't this big, scary thing. What it is something that doesn't serve you. So therefore, you don't want it to be a part of your life. So having it as dust clouds, so it's almost like, okay, so these are dust clouds of darkness, and they're not good for you, right? So you want to shoo them away, and how you get to shoo them away is by listening to the tones, listening to the language, and just being mindful with this incredible yogi, that sits with them, right? And that they can grow with. And I love that you're doing that because, for years, especially, when we were kids, Anchal, we grew up with kind of, like the Marvel and, all of these different, the good people and the bad people, and the bad people were scary. So
very scary.
When you have a fear-based relationship with darkness, it's almost difficult to overcome that relationship because it becomes an entity physically that you're scared of. But if you translate darkness into something not to fear, but to something to combat, which is kind of what you're doing in this story. Yes. That's kind of the big takeaway I've gotten from what you've just said so far.
That's exactly what it is.
That's amazing, Anchal. I mean,
Thank you so much.
Oh, what a way to look at it.
It's really the children that have inspired us. And me, I can speak on behalf of myself. JC has his own personal journey as a monk and, practicing it in a different way. And then of course, for me, it's my interaction with my 3 children and what I've learned from each one. One child really gravitated towards calming seas because they had problems with feeling anger and frustration, and the calming sea meditation really helped them. And then another child used to always bring Good Luck Yogi when it was time for the energy boost. So the energy force would boost them to like clean their room and like, okay, I'm going to do my energy meditation so I can focus on cleaning my room. And then, with other children, the inner space, which is the meditation really focused on believing in yourself and knowing that you come from that wisdom and you come from this infinite knowledge. And you have to look within to see that and believe in yourself and make friends and like go out, put yourself out there, because self-esteem and confidence, we forget, it doesn't come naturally to some people. They need to feel that boost. And so for me as a mother and as watching my children and what their need was, you absolutely are so on point when you say that the darkness, you have to befriend the darkness. You have to understand that these emotions are absolutely necessary. There's no such thing as like, oh, everything's perfect, happy, shine. I meditate and that's why I'm always good. No, I meditate because I know there's going to be challenges. I know that I have to really respect that darkness because it is going to teach me and it's my teacher. So for the children, we tell them it's absolutely okay to have those feelings. Be scared, be angry, be jealous, be frustrated that you didn't get your way. Express it though. Don't hold it in, because then it becomes something bigger than you can handle and it becomes overwhelming and it damages you, it damages relationships. And we know that as adults now, like, if there's no peace within, you're never going to have peace in your relationships and with the people around you. And you bring that energy, you bring that dark energy to other parts of your life. So we're hoping that Good Luck Yogi eventually becomes this embodiment where you just look at Good Luck Yogi and you're like,
you already feel that sigh.
You feel it. Yes. It becomes a practice.
Yes.
It becomes a daily reminder. And family members, the children, everybody looks at it and is like, okay, you know what? This is my reminder. And for parents, we often forget that in our busy lives, in moving fast, in trying to keep up with so many different commitments, we forget to be present with our children. And
Right.
that's why this tool and this book and the parent reading it to the child is our reminder that
Right.
you cannot teach mindfulness. You cannot teach children to combat stress and anxiety unless you are modeling that behavior yourself. And I'm not perfect. I am no expert at all, Raj. This is
Yeah.
something that I have had to learn to practice and train myself as a parent.
As we
So,
do, as we
as
do,
we
right?
do, absolutely. So, for me, I felt it was really important to bring the parents in because it's very easy to unwrap Good Luck Yogi, give it to a child, and be like, bye, go. It's going to do its job. No, it
Right.
has to have an adult, a caretaker, somebody there. The children will absorb. They'll know right away what it means, but it takes a cohesive relationship between everyone in the family or in the school,
Right.
wherever the practice is to be involved because then the children, they're not going to call your bluff. They're going to say, okay, my mom is practicing it. My dad is practicing it. And we're not teaching it to them when they're like at a 10 and we're like, go take your Good Luck Yogi and calm down. No, we need to do it in a neutral space.
I mean, good luck with that one, right? But I love that you've been very mindful with kind of, starting it from the beginning. It kind of takes you back to a lot of these stories that, I grew up, within, my culture, watching, Mahabharat and watching all
Of
these
course.
different,
Yeah,
stories. Because my mom is Hindu, Punjabi, my
I
father's
see.
Sikh,
Okay.
Punjabi. And so I had this kind of fortune of, growing up with the stories from both of these. And then
Mm-hmm.
outside in the society I lived in England, there was Christianity. And it was
Mm-hmm.
interesting because I was never brought up to see that they were different.
I
I was
agree.
always brought up to see, okay, so why, what is happening with this person? Why are they feeling this way? Why are they going through these things? And what are some of the things that they are learning along the journey of the hardships
Mm-hmm.
that is actually taking them to a better place of being as a human? Like, these were
Mm-hmm.
kind of the things that I got out of it. I don't know if I was just a weird kid,
No.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
saw, but or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's, the journey that my soul has had through many lifetimes before that I
Yes.
kind of saw that, as a young child. But many children don't have the fortitude of understanding what's happening when they're going through challenges, or even how to deal with them when they are. And this is the big thing that I'm finding, Anchal, with a lot of what you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
this incredible toy. Those of you guys who are just joining us, I'm talking to Anchal Chand, who is the co-founder of Good Luck Yogi, an incredible learning device. Looks like this fabulous space man. And it's really targeted towards our children to help them to find center within, to learn how to meditate and to be mindful. And I feel mindfulness helps us to be still, and stillness helps us to get clarity, and clarity helps us to be disciplined as humans. And I feel that's what you're talking about here, Anjal, in and
Absolutely.
distilling it down, sweetheart, distilling it down to our children. I mean, what a different kind of parent you are. We are, from the parents that brought us up and that brought our parents up.
Very good point. And for us growing up, I feel like you, I had a very unique upbringing. It was a very worldly upbringing. And we were always taught to see that everybody was one. We were
Right.
family, and irrespective of religious backgrounds, racial backgrounds. Like I mean, my son said the same thing. He said, Mama, he was like maybe 4. He said, Mama, why isn't there a world flag? Why is there a flag
Wow.
for every country? And he said that at like around 3, 4 years old. And that really stuck with me because, like I said, children come from a very pure place until they're programmed and they're
Right.
they're 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 taught to believe a certain way. And all the images just constantly coming at them, then they change sometimes who they are. If they're strong from within from day one, and we can teach this practice of looking within, depending on yourself, looking outside after you're inside. If we can
Right.
start early, then we're creating an entire generation of peacemakers. And there's a funny story that I'd love to share with you.
Please.
It was really it was just, like you said, serendipitous. And when you're supposed to do something, the universe always is giving you the pat on the back that you're supposed to do it. And we were putting our first prototype together, and we were actually putting the two parts together when our toy maker in Los Angeles got a call. And there was a gentleman in Syria who knew he makes toys and they've worked together in the past. He hadn't heard from him, and he said, hold on, I'm getting a call. So we're about to put Good Luck Yogi together. The call comes and he's like, I just want to know, Dan, do you have anything for peace? I'm in a war zone. Children are suffering.
Oh my gosh.
He said that I need some product to just inspire these children. It's a war zone out here. Yeah. And I honestly, Raj, I got chills, and I had tears.
I'm getting them right now.
Because it was just the confirmation from the universe. I mean, we're calling him the world's first inner peace hero. And here's somebody from Syria is calling saying, I'm in a war zone. I need these children to have some hope. Yes. And, you know, this journey of 7 years has had every single challenge that the universe could have thrown at me, because it grooms you, right? The universe grooms you for the job. I can't sit here and talk about mindfulness and try and educate others about it unless I live it and I practice it, and I'm trying my best with my own family. So every challenge you could think of has come my way. You know, I lost like 5 people in the last 7 years, including my own father. Oh my God. And their spirit has pushed me. The energy around me has pushed me. The people, the children, most importantly, who've come to me and have had incredible experiences with Good Luck Yogi has really kept us excited and inspired to make this come to life for them.
Absolutely. And you know, I just had a thought, Anchal. Why a spaceman? Talk to me.
Why is it? So he's actually a space kid, you know,
to be
really honest. Yeah, he's actually a kid. And we don't even make him a he or a she. It's just Good Luck Yogi. And as we build the ecosystem and we build the universe around him, there's going to be other characters. This is just our first character from Triveda. So Triveda is actually a planet we created that's an inner space planet. We all have our own inner space planet that we go to. Good Luck Yogis just happens to be Triveda. And Triveda is a place of ultimate peace and harmony and love. And growing up, you're taught these skills of how to be mindful and meditate and use your powers, and how do you help others, and all the creatures and beings work together on that planet, and they all have their skill set that they share with one another to make this almost utopia. And hopefully one day it's not an idealistic way of looking at the world, it's the reality of what the world is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And so when we were creating Good Luck Yogi, you know, we wanted the kids to be the heroes. And so the characters in the books, each child is its own hero. So you have Ziki from inner space that Good Luck Yogi comes down to see. So he's on his space mat. The story is he's on his space mat in outer space, going through the galaxies, you know, bending time and space however he can. And he sees one of his favorite planets, which is planet Earth, is slowly getting more and more covered with these negative dust clouds. Mm-hmm. And he kind of consults his friends back on Triveda, like, hey, I got to go down there. I got to remind them, you know, these kids are the heroes. They got to take over and, you know, help clear the negative dust clouds. So the first child he visits is Ziki, who is standing by himself and feeling very isolated and alone, and seeing the other kids play and not feeling worthy to go join them. And so he tells Ziki, pulls him aside, and he appears. And it's kind of like some of our old mythology. I don't like to call it mythology, but it's like Krishna coming, or Rama coming, or Jesus coming, right? It's kind of, without it being of a faith-based kind of, you know, theory of any way. So he comes to Earth, he sees Ziki, and he's like, you got to believe in yourself, and let me show you. So he sits with Ziki, and Ziki's diamond starts shining from within. And Ziki is exposed to the light within him. Yes. And so he's like, oh my goodness, why am I doubting myself? I have this infinite light and I have to share it with others. I have to meet others. So that's one of the first heroes for inner space. And that goes with the device. So you can hear the inner space sound. You can hear Good Luck Yogi talking about Ziki and believing in yourself. And so for us, you know, it made sense to kind of create this friend that's earthly but out of this world, and there's always something magical to kids when they hear of a hero coming in. But the main story is obviously that they're the superhero and that Good Luck
Right.
Yogi is just activating their powers.
So let's talk a little bit, Anchal, for those that are just joining us. I want to just have you just repeat what some of the elements are with Good Luck Yogi for those who are just joining us. If you could just
Yes.
share that again with us.
Of course, absolutely. Good Luck Yogi is a wellness brand and an inner peace superhero dedicating to combat stress and anxiety in the lives of children and family. And it's a device that can be used to help you calm down, relax, go to sleep. It has soothing lights, it has nature sounds, it has sleep stories, it has affirmations, and it just helps you look within and take a moment each day to breathe.
I think every single adult out there needs this toy as well. I mean, we're
All the
saying
time.
we're
All
saying
the time.
toy, but I'm going to say
Yeah.
device. I'm
Yes.
going to say that this
Yes.
is a device to remind you that the greatest that is within. And sometimes we
Absolutely.
lose that with all the external noise that we're all faced with. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to that end, Anjal, I know that this is, you know, predominantly targeting children. Kind of what is the age range? And then there's also the app that you said that, you know, grows with you. Let's kind of
Yes,
have that conversation.
absolutely. So, it's an early intervention product. So we've introduced it to children as young as 1. So my Kyra was
Wow.
actually meditating with Good Luck Yogi since age 1. And she was hearing the sounds and pressing the buttons as 6 months. So, there's white noise in it as well, so it can be soothing. So as soon as a baby is born, to comfort them with the soothing lights and the nature sounds, you can play that aspect of it. But in terms of them sitting with it and listening and actually practicing the breathing,
Yeah.
it's 3 to 11 is the age range that we have tested the most. And
Okay.
and most importantly, like I said, this is a family product and tool. So a lot of family members, adults, parents have told us that this is really a practice they want in their life and they want to share that with their child. So when we've tested it, there's moms that have woken up in the morning and they've started their day meditating with their child and Good Luck Yogi. There's times in the day where the kids are really tired after school and they're sitting before homework and they take like a focused breathing with Good Luck Yogi. And then, of course, like I said, at the end of the day, to release all the stress and anxiety we carry from the weight of our working day, families use it as a tool where they sit down before dinner or even playing a family game together. They're like, let's connect. Let's use Good Luck Yogi to connect as a family and just kind of release what doesn't need to be here right now. So we've kind of had a little bit of all of that from age brackets, but 3 to 11 is the proper age bracket where we see the most effective time to kind of introduce these skills.
What a way to connect with, you know, family, friends, you know, with self, you know, with this toy. Anjal, talk to me about, you know, how can people get their hands on this? How can people support this? I think it's really important that we, you know, move to a direction where we can actually say that, okay, like, how, you know, when is this going to market and how can we get a hold of it?
Yes. So in these years of development and bringing this all together, it was first my partner and I. So we were not inventors. We had to learn how to become inventors. We had to learn how to file patents. We had to kind of,
Right.
navigate this whole process and put our business hats on, our creative hats on, and most importantly, stay true to the genuine purpose of why we're doing this. Because when you commodify anything, it can
Yes.
lose its value, and we do not want to do that. And that's why we have to really stay under the radar, Raj, because these big toy companies or any of these companies could have really made this in their sleep. But
Right.
the reason that this is so special is because it comes from a pure place, and it comes from two people that genuinely care and are doing this for just the children. There's no
Right.
other purpose. And so for us, building the brand, understanding what we were focused on was very important, and then building the team. So we've been really blessed that these last 3 years, we've had some people come on that have completely dedicated themselves to the project. We have somebody from Disney who's our graphic designer. We have our CFO. We have our COO who's going to head the manufacturing. And so
It's so exciting.
yes, and so that was really big for us because it went from just like the origin story of the mom and the monk, which everyone called us, to like an actual functioning team that can bring this to reality, which has been really exciting. And so now that we have the team and we've secured, everything is in place to go to manufacturing, obviously we need the funding.
Of
and
course.
Before we went live with all of this, we had just started for the first time ever our pitches to VCs and to investors, and COVID hit. And it was really ironic because we never shared him with the public. We never shared Good Luck Yogi. We always kept it very private. And then COVID hit and everybody started emailing us. Everybody started reaching out that, Anchal, this is the time. When else is a superhero come during crisis, a pandemic? There's race wars. There's everything you can imagine going on in the world right now. It's like the entire world everything is upside down, topsy-turvy and uncertain. And we believe that this is the right time. So we launched our social media, we shared it with the world, and then we actually just launched our Kickstarter 2 weeks ago. And it's really in the hands of the community now because, Kickstarter allows for people to believe in projects and help support us so we can bring it to life. And that's really what the goal is right now, is to educate people about the brand, about the product. How do we get people to come on board and support us? Everyone has been so generous with their time, their money, their support. I mean, we have pre-orders going right now. We have about 16 days left of the campaign. And so this is a great platform too, that you're sharing it with people. This is the time that people have to kind of stick their neck out a little bit for us and show us that they want this to come to life and they're willing to pre-order to make that happen.
Absolutely. So how can people do this? Like, where do they go? What is the process? Because everyone's familiar with Kickstarter and
with
not
Kickstarter.
So what to do.
Absolutely. So we're going to have 2 avenues. It's coming up where they will be able to just purchase it, pre-order on our website. And we're going to do that simultaneously with the Kickstarter because, like you said, we have found that some people aren't familiar with Kickstarter, and it's a process that people don't understand. But just for those that don't know, Kickstarter is a crowdfunding site. And people like myself who have startups, we showcase our product, our company, our strategy, how long it will take to bring this to life. They can learn everything about us. And we have certain tiers that they can give towards. So we have the actual Good Luck Yogi device. You can purchase the Good Luck Yogi device with the book and the app as a bundle. And then we even were really blessed to bring on 2 partners, which is Children's Hospital of Orange County, which they want 250 Good Luck Yogis in each one of their hospital rooms, pediatric hospital rooms.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have In a Perfect World, which is an organization that's doing great mentorship and building schools around the world. They go into the inner city youth program. So they actually have partnered with us too to bring this inner city youth where some of those kids would have never been exposed to tools like Good Luck Yogi, where they're taught how to breathe and meditate. So we brought on those 2 partners. So we also have a philanthropic bundle that people can donate towards those 2 organizations as well.
And so
they go to Kickstarter, they'll be able to see everything and see how to kind of donate. And that's on our Facebook page and our Instagram, Good Luck Yogi.
Perfect. So Good Luck Yogi are your Instagram and Facebook pages, the information for the Kickstarter campaigns, all the various different ways that people can support, get their hands on and get involved is all on there, right, Anchal?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
You should be able to navigate that really easily. There's another child that comes to my mind that I'd really like to share with you because it's a perfect example of planting the seed and not seeing it sprout until later on. So there was a child that was in my son's class and they were in 1st grade and I was demonstrating Good Luck Yogi. And of course the kids, they want to break from their academics and they're like crossing their legs before I even tell them to cross their legs. They like shut their eyes, cross their legs. They're ready. So they hear Peace Hero and they're ready. So, kids are looking for that break. And I read the story and I went through the device functions and they all gave their stories and what they want to see and will this help their dad curse less in the car, and will this help their mom drink less? I mean, sometimes it's too much information, right? Like you're getting everything because children are so pure.
Right.
And so they're sharing stories. And there was one child, he didn't say much. He was very happy, very positive, and he was cheering me on. I can't wait to see it in Target. And so I went about my way. I never met his mom. And his mom was actually suffering from stage 4 cancer. And we didn't think she was going to make it. She didn't think she was going to make it. And by the grace of God, she did. But I never met her. And so some time had passed, Raj, and it was now the children are in 3rd grade, and I'm far along with Good Luck Yogi. We're already on the 2nd prototype and never met the mom. And it was last December, she came up and she said, you know, are you Kanav's mom? I said, yes, I am. Nice to meet you. She said, I'm so-and-so's mother. I said, oh, wonderful to meet you. And she said, you're making a peace project or a peace robot, she called it. And I said, oh, yes. She said, my son has been talking about it nonstop. I said,
wow.
He's talking about it now. I shared it when he was in 1st grade. And she said, you know, can I talk to you about something? And I said, what is it? She said, I think he's remembering it now because I'm going through a very bitter divorce. They're losing their childhood home. Everything that they ever knew has changed. And he's been saying, Mom, I remember Good Luck Yogi. I need to meditate. I need to breathe. Can you help me find a way to do that?
Oh
And
gosh.
Raj,
You're giving me goosebumps.
it,
I'm getting
it
goosebumps
just,
all over my body right now, girlfriend.
yeah, it just was one of those moments that completely solidified the purpose of this product. And like I
Absolutely.
said, you know, the journey is tough. You have a full plate. You have so much that you are committed to, and you have to stay dedicated to something like this, right? Because you don't see the fruits of your labor right away. But
Of
every
course.
time a child speaks and they say something where Good Luck Yogi helped them, it empowers me 10 times more to make this come to life for them. And so he really was able to understand that when I was in 1st grade, everything was good and groovy and I was happy, and I'm still happy, but now I'm facing these challenges and I need some tools. I need something to help me calm down and feel like it's going to be okay. And Good Luck Yogi is doing that for kids. So we feel
Absolutely.
very blessed that we're able to do that.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question, Anjal, for all those people out there who hear about mindfulness, wellness, meditation, and they think it's all woo-woo and that,
Yeah.
none of it really has any,
Yeah.
true value. What would
Yes.
you say to them as to why you feel on a personal level that
Yeah.
meditation is important for self and also important for the relationships that you have, especially if you are rearing children?
Yes. So it's a very big topic that has
Yes.
become, in a sense, diluted, and it's tricky. It's tricky terrain because some people may call it prayer, some may call it meditation, some may call it self-awareness, some may call it stillness. You know, don't get attached to the name is what I tell people. Take a moment
Right.
every day to know yourself. And that is the basis of all life.
Right.
Because if you don't know yourself and you don't understand your purpose and who you are, and that you are connected, then you're missing out on an entire portion of what life is about.
Right.
And then you're living in, you know, just reactive mode. You're just reacting to life rather than taking life in and experiencing life. And, you know, it's easy to go down that road where you don't think that these practices help, or you don't think, like you said, it's woo woo and it's just like, oh yeah, it works for certain people. And like I said, it gets affiliated with like, oh, maybe you're a hippie if you do that,
Right.
or maybe you're of like a metaphysical, esoteric sort of a person. No, that's why Good Luck Yogi is bringing it down to a basic, very understandable, fundamental level of just breathing and being present. Because if you're just doing those two things, you're already working on your health.
Right.
You know, if you're actually in the moment without a biased eye or without somebody telling you what is happening, and you actually look at what is happening, then you're already awake, you're aware. And it's very difficult to influence people that know themselves. And in a world where today there's so many motives of why they want anybody who's we don't know, anybody, whether it's the government, whether it's media, whether it's what you watch, what, you know, they have an agenda.
Right.
What is it? What is their agenda? It's money, it's power, it's all those things, right? So how do we live in this world without being greatly influenced unless we know ourselves? How do we stay on our path and our purpose unless we know ourselves? How do we follow our dreams that are truly our own dreams and not what somebody expects of us if we don't know ourselves?
Right.
And so for me, you know, if I can tell my children anything, it would be that trust yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your brain, listen to your gut. These are instincts. These are biological human instincts that are very powerful tools that navigate us through life.
Right.
Don't lose that value, because then we are becoming like robots, honestly, because you're not being human anymore. And then the beauty of meditation is that when you know yourself and you see the connectivity of everything, you see the entire world. You see that you're connected to nature. You see that animals and people and children, wow, we're all part of the same energy field. We're all connected. And that's why it's a beautiful practice, because once we can connect with everything, we see our responsibility. And we all have a responsibility. And sometimes we don't want to face that, but we all have a responsibility. We have a job to do here. We have a job first with ourselves, and then we have a job to this planet and to humanity. So,
amen, sister.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And it's really interesting, Anchal, because, you know, my idea behind and my relationship with, you know, I'm calling it meditation for want of a better word, is the most pop culturally, you know, identified definition. And my, you know, I just want to share that my relationship with meditation, pre-meditation, I thought I knew everything. I didn't think that there was anything that anyone could teach me. And that kind of takes you down a road of potential depression, potential, you know, kind of blockages, because your soul is blocked. Your soul isn't connecting with your body, and your body is on its own. And then when I came into the practice of meditation, probably I would say, I mean, at a very young age without realizing what it was, but very actively as a practice, probably around 15 years ago. And post meditation, Anchal, I know you'll agree with me on this, I feel like every day I don't know anything because I'm learning something new. Like every day goes by and I'm like, oh my God, I just, you know, wow. Right. And how? Because of the stillness of the meditation practice that, you know, I follow. And the other thing is you don't have to sit there cross-legged. You don't have to, like, you know, do all these weird and wonderful things that a lot of people do. I flit, and I know that this is true with you too. If you truly are connected to self, you flit in and out of a meditative state throughout the day and throughout the night, no matter what conscious state you're in.
You're so right. And that is absolutely the best practice of meditation. And I really want people to understand that meditation is happening in waking life, as well as in, of course, when you're sleeping and you're tapping into, like you said, you're formless at that time and you can go in the subconscious. But in waking life, going with the flow and knowing when to go with the flow and when to imprint your intention, right? And I think that's really important too, because some people think like, oh, you know, I'm ambitious, or I'm a goal-oriented person, or I'm in a corporate world. And that's when you need it even more, because sometimes we get very attached to the outcome in those high demand, stressful jobs. We get really down on ourselves if we don't perform a certain way, but meditation actually helps you perform better.
Right.
And that's what people have to understand, is that, you know, if you can be connected to your breath, I mean, Yale, Stanford, all the major Ivy League schools are actually having departments dedicated to this study, because it is a science that meditation decreases stress, it improves sleep, it decreases pain, it improves imagination. You know, you're able to adapt and multitask if you actually do meditation right. So for the people that may think that meditation is of a certain type of person, or it's maybe related to, you know, religious doctrine, no, it is a lifestyle choice that will improve your life, and it will make you healthier. And the breath, like I said, connects us to everything and everyone. We live because of that breath, so why not be connected to that breath and know it? And, you know, we give people the things we need the most. I mean, I've jumped out of planes, I've bungee jumped, I've done everything. Put me in a closet and I'll cry like a baby. If you shut me in anywhere, because I can't breathe.
Yes.
And, you know, talking to you and about past lives, I always feel like there must have been something, because I really feel sometimes like I can't breathe. So for me, connecting to my body and releasing that anxiety of not being able to breathe helps me breathe better.
Right.
And so it is very important, even if you don't want to be in a meditative way, just do the deep breathing and it will really change your life. That's
absolutely
what I would suggest.
Just from a scientific perspective,
Exactly.
right? Until even
Just
if you're
from a
someone that's not
scientific.
into the woo-woo stuff,
Yes.
like to understand what's actually happening scientifically to your body, which is advantageous. So we're getting ready to close out, folks. I just wanted to bring us back to the fact that this fabulous learning device is not just for children. It is for anyone out there that wants to not just rear and develop their children into being strong, free-minded, you know, soul searching, focused, happy individuals, but also help to bring families together, help to bring communities together. You know, this toy, this device, whatever you want to call it, Good Luck Yogi. You can find out everything that you want about it on their Good Luck Yogi Instagram page, as well as their Facebook page. Is there a website or anything like that?
Goodluckyogi.com. Yes.
Okay, folks, you just heard it right there from one of the co-founders who I have had the pleasure of talking with this past hour. If people go and pick one of the packages to support this, when should they expect to get the
early spring? Early spring. Yes. So we're really excited. Yes, early spring. It'll be in everybody's hands, and they'll be able to use it in schools. They'll be able to use it at home. We'll be able to be at the hospital next to sick children who really need it, and in inner cities. So this is really the goal of the planet right now for us, is just spreading this peace and positivity, because we need it right now, Raj.
Yes.
And I thank you for being such a light and a beacon, and you knowing yourself, because the fact that you are so in tune with who you are, you have given this platform to so many people. You have shared incredible stories, and you really are somebody I respect and I look up to. So thank you for being you, honestly.
Oh, sweetheart, you just light my soul. I just love speaking to and connecting with somebody who is so like-minded. And we have a lot of work to do, girlfriend. We've got to get the word out there about this. Folks out there, we are getting ready to close off. This is the co-founder of Good Luck Yogi, Anchal Chand. We've been talking about why this toy, which I'm also calling a wonderful wellness device, is great for your children. Every single child on this planet needs to learn how to be connected to self. This is a great way to do it. There are so many other adjunctive products that will be coming out. So I know that, we really want to make sure that you guys get the first one, support it, so we're able to, launch other products as well. It's also supporting good causes as well, with children, inner city, as well as hospitals. Anchal, let me just ask you, if there are any hospitals or any organizations out there that want to get kind of bulk products, do they go down the same road just to go to
yes, they can go and contact goodluckyogi.com, send us a message. We'll personally reach out to them and see what we can work out for their organization or whatever institution it may be. There's schools that are starting to contact us now, private schools and public schools, especially with the virtual setup now. Children are in isolation and they are needing some sort of stress relief, because looking at a screen for 6 hours a day is really challenging. So we're really trying to partner with schools and teachers and caretakers during this time of COVID, because it is uncertain when kids are going to go back to a regular routine. So this is going to be crucial for them right now.
Absolutely. And just one final question. Is it available to ship worldwide?
Yes, so we are getting some requests. At this time, it was UK, Canada, and US, but now we're starting to get some, traction in other parts of the world. So we are trying to work that out. And so if people send us a message at goodluckyogi.com or on our Kickstarter, wherever they find us, on our Facebook or Instagram, send us a personal message. Our team is really good at getting back to everybody, and we can answer any questions about shipping and how they can get their hands on a Good Luck Yogi for their family.
Oh, that is so wonderful, Anchal. Thank you so, so much. And all of you guys
Thank
out
you.
there, whether you are a parent, whether you are a family member, whether you are somebody that, you know, runs a company or an organization, a charity, any kind of initiative out there that you feel that this would be really valuable for your people, which I personally, I feel literally this is valuable for every single human on the planet. Please, please go to goodluckyogi.com, reach out, support this, because with all of what's going on in this world, this, especially in 2020, the year of change, and a change that is necessary and needed, this kind of device is incredibly important for you know, us to support and get out there and create awareness for. And please, if all you're doing is just going on Kickstarter and buying one of them, we're happy with that, because if everybody around the world did that, the support would be tremendous, and we would be able to look forward to many more other adjunctive products that can go out there and serve our children and serve humanity. Thank you so much, Anchal. I adore you, and I cannot wait till the next time you and I chat. And please reach out to me whenever you've got something going on. I am full on in your corner, girlfriend. I'm in your corner.
There's no coincidences, right, Raj? This had to happen through you. So thank you. Like I said, you are a beacon of light for us. Good Luck Yogi's proud. Good Luck Yogi loves you and your entire team and your platform. So thank you to all the people that tuned in today. And thank you for making this all possible, Raj. Really excited to share the next level with you.
Absolutely. I cannot wait, sweetheart. Thank you so, so much, guys. I'm going to be tuning off now. Goodluckyogi.com. It's also on Instagram, on Facebook, Kickstarter. Go out, spread the word, because we really need to support this. I cannot wait to place my order, Anchal. I'm telling you, I have so many people. I have so many people who are adults that I want to give this to.
It's a great reminder. I'm not going to lie. And you know, the device itself is such a cute character that everybody says that it can just fit in any part of their house. It just is kind of like, it's there and it just makes you feel good. So I think people will enjoy having this part of their family.
I totally think so too. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I simply adore you.
I do too. Thank you, Raj. Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.